everybody. Welcome back to the Air Racer Podcast.
Welcome to the show. In this episode, the Jackrabbit men and women both go 2-0 in their Summit League play last week. Of course, we'll take a trip around the rest of the Summit League with beer from EBC Brewing and Brookings. We'll hopefully take a stop in Lincoln Corner. And as always, we'll see if Mark DeGroat's streak can restart.
He's back.
He's back.
I figured out the volume issue.
Of
It was
3 headlines and a lie.
It was running through the TV.
Hey, I got you a fresh beer this time. This was proudly brewed or it's dated 1/24/25. Victory Beers after the defeat of
beer.
USD. There you go.
Let me top you off
There you go. Fresh beer for you. Also, hey, you probably guys didn't notice that last Friday was National Compliment Day.
This past Friday?
That's past Friday. I didn't
Did you
know.
get a lot of compliments as a referee? Good job, Eric.
I got
the way.
Well, I did get one hair raiser compliment, and they said we love the episode. There was no kids screaming in the background.
Oh, wow. Well, there shouldn't be any kids. There might be a dog barking. There shouldn't be any kids screaming this week.
No, I didn't get any attaboys thrown my way either. I just you guys are a little bit more bigger deals. That made a check with you.
Last Friday?
Last Friday.
No, I was setting up for the sale of champions at the livestock show. And I don't think anybody gave me any attaboys. Lots of thank yous.
Well, that'll work. Hey, did you go to another thing I noticed, La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona?
Yes.
The big Catholic church. Did you know that is the oldest construction project in the world?
And still going on.
But they have a date.
Well, nobody believes them.
Okay, at 143 years, nobody believes the date.
Nobody believes it.
I was under the impression it was I-29 through Sioux City, but I guess it's
no. Close. I-29 in Sioux City is close.
So you did see this church.
Yeah, I'm trying
what
to
are they still working on?
There are a lot of spheres, a lot of towers.
Oh, the spires. Yeah.
Spires. Yep. Yes. So there's a picture of it.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I can.
Big church.
Oh, the camera's over there.
Yeah, we can't see that. Jeez.
So as you can see, there's cranes in the background.
Yes.
Mark can't see that. Nor can our listeners. Yes, they actually stopped working on it and are working again.
Just for you?
No.
Oh.
It is a weird church on the outside.
There. Everybody stop.
But it is beautiful inside. That's a picture.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is a display. Maybe I'll have to throw some of these photos on Twitter. So that's what it's supposed to look like when it's done.
That's hard to see. You got a lot of reflection in that photo.
Apparently some girl with a sunburn.
Yep.
Go on.
Are you sure you're taking a picture of the display?
Yes, I was taking a picture of the display.
If you say so.
So this guy who did this, we also went through a house that I think
Antonio Gaudi,
yes. So Gaudi's a big deal. So while we were there, we went to the Gaudi house, trying to find pictures of the Gaudi house that we walked through. He's a really weird architect. And then we went to a park that was all Gaudi park stuff. I don't know. I'll put some pictures up of it. But yeah, Gaudi's a big deal over in the old Barcelona.
And why do we think that they're not finally going to just put a ribbon on this thing?
It just do you have a date when it's supposed to be done?
That was later this year. I thought this summer.
Oh, I think they have so much work to do, and it's so hard to piece it together to make it look old like the other part, and yet because now all the brick, the brick on it is black, and the new brick is lighter.
Well, apparently Guinness has a record for oldest construction project,
and this is it.
This is it.
Yeah. It is really neat going through, but I don't know. I can't. It's hard to explain. There's lots.
I just figured you probably saw that. If it was such,
that was
sounds like it's a can't miss or one of the things you see when you're in Barcelona.
When you come into Barcelona, if you fly into Barcelona, it's probably the first thing you see, other than the Mediterranean. But yeah, it's probably the centerpiece of Barcelona, I would say.
The centerpiece of Sydney's Botanic Garden is going to bloom. It is home to what is known as the corpse flower.
Like Sydney, Australia?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, not your daughter, not your daughter's botanical garden.
When did she do that?
Right. She's been busy.
And where is it?
Apparently, there's only 1,000 of these flowers, and as you might guess, when they bloom, apparently it emits a stench, the likes of which 20,000 visitors waiting in lines as long as 3 hours to see this thing called Putricia. With nearly 1 million people watching on the garden's 24-hour. They have a live stream.
Almost like the Eagles.
They have a live, right? That, an egg, I think, has a little bit bigger payoff than like a live stream of a plant.
Have you ever seen Dennis the Menace? The movie Dennis the Menace.
I have not.
You've seen Dennis the Menace, right? Remember, is it Walter Matthau? And he has this flower that he's been waiting to bloom and has a party, and then he misses the bloom because Dennis is being a menace.
Only a certain full moon.
Right, on whatever. And then it blooms and it's beautiful and everybody sees it. But whatever the old grandpa guy is on Dennis the Menace.
Well, apparently this thing blooms and just reeks.
It smells?
Yeah, that's called the corpse flower. It just...
Why would anybody want to see that or plant it?
It's apparently just a stench
unlike any other
that cannot be described. I mean, it's like Vikings playoff football. I mean,
well, you remember the Vikings only lost to 2 teams all year.
Yep.
Unfortunately, lost to both of them twice.
Well, who did not lose last week was the Jackrabbit men. Last week was a little bit more interesting in the Summit League. 2 weeks ago was a kind of chalk. This week we got some top tier matchups. We'll talk about the Jacks first. Thursday night, I didn't get to see this game, but this was probably what is that, the church?
No, that's the house.
Oh,
sorry.
I thought it was the another side of the church.
No.
I didn't get to see this one. Maybe you guys did. South Dakota State beats Kansas City in a nail biter 65-64. You know, Kansas City was a preseason number 1, and
that was a good game.
Really a bit up and down all year, but they had played pretty well at home. So I think this is a pretty quality win for SDSU. Everything was equal on this thing. When you look at the stats, shooting percentage, rebounding, turnovers, all the same. So that was a pretty good battle to win down there.
Yes.
The other highlighted game that night was Omaha and St. Thomas down in Omaha. So that was a big home test, and they passed. They defeated St. Thomas 89-78. Mavericks winning streak at that point had grown to 8. It would go to 9 after they win on Saturday. St. Thomas is a solid team, but the way they get out rebounded, if they can't...
They're not big. St. Thomas is not a big team, so it's very easy to out rebound.
Right. You know you're going to do that. To beat St. Thomas, you need to hold them just a little bit. You need to hold. You have to shoot just a little bit more than them because you are going to out rebound them.
Right.
But they're probably not going to turn it over, and they're probably going to have a solid shooting percentage. Right. And it was no different Thursday night. The Mavs out rebounded St. Thomas 38-26, and they shot just a little bit better at 53.6 to 49.2, and on the threes 43.8 to St. Thomas's 31, and there's your difference.
Are we done talking about the SDSU UMKC game?
I didn't see it.
Did you watch it, Mark?
I did not.
Oh, well, I did.
Good.
The ending of that game was pretty wild because I think they have 7 seconds left. They were dribbling around trying to get it to the hoop. We played really good defense. He fumbled it away. They thought there was a foul. Didn't even get a shot off. So that was I felt like our defense, especially in that final possession, was really good. They just really, again, like most teams, they didn't have an answer for Clough. Who else played pretty good?
Well, so if you watched the game, what happened with Kalen Garrett? He went 2 for 10 and 0 for 5 from the 3-pointer. He only had 5 points.
Just was off. I mean, he had some. There were some good looks, but UMKC is pretty long and they're pretty athletic, and so occasionally for a shorter guard like Kalen Gary, he's not going to get as many open looks, or they're just going to be more contested shots. But Matt Morris had a good game, 3 for 3, 1 for 1 on 3-pointers. Like, I thought he played a really good game, and they were pounding it down into Clough, and they didn't send a lot of help or a lot of double teams at him because their big guy I think could handle him, and so there wasn't a lot of open opportunities for some of these other guys to score. I thought at times we played a little bit sloppy. But again, with a good defensive team, you're going to have that. But we still only had 13 turnovers to their what they have for turnovers. 13. They had 13. Yeah. So there was like everything was pretty much even. So yeah, like you said. But I don't know. Overall, you went down to a good UMKC team and got a W.
Yep.
Okay. Continue on. Sorry.
Elsewhere on Thursday night, USD did what USD does. They give up 93, but they score 102. So they beat UND.
The way they play is just.
Well, I got to see that on Saturday, and it's well described. And then at the bottom of the pack, ORU at home loses to Denver. You kind of got a feel from Isaac McBride. You know, he just doesn't have anybody else around him.
No. It's
just unfortunate.
Do you think he regrets? Like, he probably could have left?
He probably could have left, yeah.
And stayed.
But again, I'm not 100% on all of, or you had some injuries, and there should be some people coming back.
Okay.
I guess that's Denver too. I mean, Denver really was empty cupboard. They had nothing. So
all right, Denver's not good.
That is a good win. That's a decent win to go into ORU, or it used to be.
Right.
Moving to Saturday.
Okay, moving to Saturday.
The Interstate Series, SDSU picks up a 90-71 win over USD. The aforementioned Kalen Gary he led the team with 19 points.
Yeah, he was just cold. You know, Kansas City was cold. He just didn't like it. They had too much barbecue the night before. You know, it just is what it is.
But it's tough to play on the road. Owen Larson, 18. Stony Hadnot, 14. Oscar Clough, 14th double-double of the season. 11 and 14
was
almost a triple-double. He had
looking for the triple-double.
He had 7 assists. That guy is good, but when they decide that he's not going to beat them, he finds that open shooter.
Right. He told Matt, I can't think of his last, Zimmer. He told Zim asked him, what is your one big goal of the year other than winning, right? And he said, I want to get a triple-double at some point this year. So that was a game I think everybody thought he would get the triple-double just because he was so close on assists, but not quite.
Not quite. USD, actually, I didn't realize this. They're the nation's 5th highest scoring offense.
And
SDSU
they
held
put that on the TV.
Did they? Okay. They held them to 71.
Do you know who's right above them? Think of another team in college basketball that hates playing defense.
Hates playing defense?
Has a pretty hates playing. In order to score that many points, you can't play defense, right? Because you have to get up and down the court, and likes to score a bunch of points.
Is this a Power 5 team?
They may or may not be on the television right now.
Oh, Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fran's red face. Yeah, he hates defense. No, they just like to score lots of points.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So they are 4th?
Yeah. Yep. I think they were right above them. I don't know who else. I can't remember who, but that just kind of jumped out at me. As like, oh yeah, the Iowa Hawkeyes.
That game did not. It was the largest crowd that's been in First Bank and Trust Arena, so it was a few hundred more than were at the Duke women's game.
It was sold out.
Yeah. Yes.
I went on SeatGeek to see if I could get a ticket because the gymnastics meet was moving faster than I had thought, and so I was like, well, maybe I can get to the game. Couldn't even find a ticket on SeatGeek.
Yeah,
I had looked Friday night, but then like at noon Saturday, it was nothing.
With SDSU leading wire to wire, though, it didn't have that atmosphere.
No,
other times when USD has come into that building, you just raucous,
right,
loud. This was a pretty pedestrian.
That's the way it seemed. Mark,
4,700.
Did you watch it?
Even in the second half, Eric, did you think that too? Because the second half was fairly balanced, or was SDSU just on cruise control the whole time?
I just felt like SDSU was in complete control of that game from start to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, they jumped out to a big lead. USD cut into it a little bit, but they never really got. Yeah. They never really got close to at any point.
When you go to the game cast, that just we just always were once we got that lead, it seemed like we were always up by 10 or 15 and then finished
Yep.
beating them by 19. It just
It was just a day at the office for him.
well, the thing is we played good enough defense to hold them, and then they don't play any defense, and
they do. They jump passes. There's always two in the backcourt, and then a long pass, and now suddenly you have a 4-on-3,
right, or a 3-on-2 or what,
Right.
right. You
But
just always have numbers.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's not working out for them, so we'll see if they change. But that's what they're rolling with this year, right? Like if they can get enough.
They don't seem to be changing anything. I
No.
guess if you were going to change,
He would have changed by
I
now.
would have thought by now.
But if you're playing us, right? Like, I mean, we do have three smaller guards, extremely athletic, but you can just pass over it to Clough, right? Like,
And it's basically what SDSU did.
Right.
They worked the ball in a long pass, and now you're easily
right now you're in the
you're 4-on-2
court, right.
or 3-on-2.
right. I'll take it.
What does the new arena hold? Attendance, according on this ESPN, is 4,764.
I thought it got to 5, but maybe not.
The attendance on this was 4,764.
That's what I just said.
That's what you just said.
Oh, sorry.
But
I need to turn you up.
I don't know how they so it's bleacher seats. I think you could squeeze a bunch more students in there. I don't know how I'm sure they have a measurement for it, but it's not individual seats for the students like it is for every other seat.
Correct.
But I thought was it supposed to hold 5,100 or 4,900?
I'm looking it
it's
up.
something like that.
I thought that's what Marco
Supposed to be
was
right
to
around-
effort these things.
Well, I can right now. It's supposed to be right around 5,000.
Well, that would have been right around 5,000,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it doesn't even say. It says which maintain a seating capacity of approximately 5,000.
Yeah, because you can't.
Which
I think if students
Goes
want to
back
be there,
to-
you slide next to your neighbor and
Right.
get back to the old days when we all sat on the whole one side there where the
oh, that was epic.
Yep.
I really wish they. I mean, I know you can't do it because you can't bring because you take the best spots away from people who give money. But God darn it, that would be awesome.
But would but if it was the same, would the students be there? I mean, there had to be 3,000 students at those games, and now we're at 1,000. And I think that's what the student section is kind of credited
Do
for. Is
you
1,000.
think the students went away because they don't feel like they do have the best seats?
Golly, would you still do that? I mean, don't they have to sit on the end zone at Kansas? Other places to get full crowds?
Yeah, most of those.
I mean,
places. Illinois is not. Illinois
is not.
Illinois
Duke's
isn't.
not.
Duke is not. North Carolina, but they always have been.
I don't think Michigan State is.
Most Michigan State wraps around
Yeah.
the corner.
Okay.
Missouri State, when we were down there, they had the exact same thing as we did. Just they were on break, but like a big student section area for them. I don't know. Yeah, there's just not.
It's just different. It
is
Are
different.
they
Like
bad?
how many?
Are those bad? Those aren't bad seats though, where they put them.
No,
Not
it's just
bad
you're on the
seats at all.
baseline, right? They're not your premium seats, which is why you sell your premium seats to premium,
But you get more. Yeah, well,
like Eric Erlock.
that's right. We had great seats.
You
See the game
do have nice seats.
and see the game just fine.
But I mean,
there a
you noticed
tryout?
it in height.
Any sort of shenanigans during the game?
No shenanigans. I was telling Buddy was here ice fishing from out east, and I said, "This is way different than it used to be." I mean, there was times.
Oh, he went to the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was times there would be.
Kleinjohn didn't go?
Yeah, he was there. Jeff didn't go.
Oh, you have an extra seat.
Yep.
Okay.
Rabbits on the floor, carrots. I mean,
Yeah. Augie threw carrots
Augie threw carrots. Dead rabbits. That was the thing.
from the ceiling that one
Yeah.
time.
Just lobbed in there,
Right.
to see a blood streaked across your court.
Those were the days though.
Well, and we stood outside the doors for a couple hours,
Right.
easily waiting to get in.
Now that we've got this figured out, we will have Matt Jones on here at some point to talk about those games because he says it still gives him goosebumps.
But you had to.
Right. It still gives me goosebumps.
We would come back. I felt like you played the game and be sweaty
Right.
and just tired.
Some of us may or may
Spent.
not lost a set of keys.
Yeah, that'll happen.
What was I going to say? Oh, back to the student attendance. Yeah. But how many high school games do do you go to that the students just they're not there?
Well, high school?
Yeah. I think
all of them.
right, but I think that's just kind of how it is now. They just now Lincoln, luckily, they have a really good student section. And I think a lot of it has to do with part of it is all the football players do come to basketball games. But for football, those student sections are big and loud. And I don't know.
Well,
it's
not
awesome.
unlike SDSU football.
Right,
The student section has been
right.
big and loud.
So do you think it's a weather thing? It's just too cold to walk over there? People don't like basketball? I don't know.
I don't know.
They're busy on Saturday nights doing
What?
Or
Not
they're
sure.
just wore
At
out.
5:00.
That's perfect.
Right, like that's the perfect time. Like we went at it was a double header, so it was like 6 and 8,
Yeah.
right? And so not to say it killed your whole night of bar time, but it really dug into it on Friday and Saturday nights. The back-to-backs were great.
Are they tuckered out from a long football season, committed to that, and basketball's here?
They should be over that by now.
You would think so.
What? I mean, let's get in better shape here, people.
We gotta have a spring ball for
Good
attendees.
thing, good thing we got RFK here as our health secretary and got rid of that other gal.
If going to football is tuckering you out to the fact that in January you can't go to a basketball game, something's gone horrifically wrong.
That's a commitment. We did our part for football. I don't know. We don't even have Peyton in college anymore to ask his opinion on stuff like this.
Well,
No, he's been to some games.
That's true.
His record's not bad.
No, in the student section.
Yep. Elsewhere on Saturday night, NDSU gets a win over rival UND up in Fargo, 87-82. St. Thomas goes down to Kansas City, plays it close again, 68-65. So St. Thomas almost had a 0-for-2 weekend, and then
That would have been nice if they would have had an over.
and then Omaha went to ORU and picked up an 84-76 win.
Riddle me this. Why can NDSU play a doubleheader with UND, men and women, but yet our women had to play away at one?
I don't know. Maybe it's part of the interstate series agreement that they're not in. Well, we'll get to the women's side, but
What'd you say?
Scheduling. I think you're reading into this stuff a little bit too much.
Well, my point is the women played at 1 and the men played at 5, but the women played down on the Verm. How can you not figure that out and be like, okay, fine, we're gonna have the doubleheader, and we're gonna play both games in Brookings, and then next time we'll play both games down on the Verm. My only thought is maybe USD and SDSU don't want that because fans will go to both. Like a 1:00 game gets over by 3, and you still have hour and a half, 40-minute drive from.
Well, theoretically, you wouldn't want
the Verm to Brookings.
You wouldn't want your best games of the year to be a doubleheader.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is maybe they said we don't want that, but Vermilion. You keep talking. I'm going to see the distance between Vermilion and Brookings to see if you could make that work.
Well, it's like 2 hours and some minutes.
It's 1 hour and 45.
Okay.
Unless you take the back roads, Eric.
I wasn't even close.
You are a back road type guy.
I don't know why you'd want the same audience for both games though. When you want to.
My point is sorry, say that again. I won't.
I think you'd want to split them up to give each school an opportunity to have 2 big games instead of just one crowd for 2 games. At this point,
I agree.
That's
what Eric.
crowds, 2 different.
That's
crowds,
what Eric
2
just
different
said.
games.
Yeah. But I think when you have the one at 1:00 and the other one starts at 5,
You could do both easily.
You do give people who are extremely committed, which apparently Eric Gerlach is not.
I will,
because he did not make it to the game down in Vermilion, but did go to Brookings. I thought his commitment was more than this.
You didn't make it to
I was at gymnastics with my child.
Philip, why do you set yourself up like that? For crying out loud, just leave it alone.
Are you going to renew your football tickets?
I brought this.
Oh, okay.
I can actually go to that this year.
Can you?
Yeah.
Wow.
See?
And renew your football tickets? I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
I've
know if you're
had
just going to switch to
season tickets just as long as you have.
I didn't
sir.
know. Thought maybe you just switched to buy
No.
game by game.
No. Then you lose the priority points. You lose your
absolutely
tickets.
do.
You lose your spot. No, you can't give that up.
Well, you know,
Once you're entrenched in that spot,
who didn't lose last week was Omaha. So they finished on the men's side. They finished 7-0 or stand at 7-0 in the Summit League. St. Thomas 6-1. News and note on St. Thomas: they got a year shaved off their eligibility thing, so they are eligible for the NCAA next year.
well, that's not going to help them this year.
No, it will not.
So why don't they start losing, and then nobody has to worry about that anymore.
NDSU, SDSU both tied at 5-2. So who we thought should be the top teams
You are
are
who we
basically the
thought you
top
were.
teams. USD 3-4. Kansas City a disappointing 2-5. UND, I don't think they can fix much there to at 6. Or it's just nobody 1-6, and so is Denver. On the women's side, full slate of games on Wednesday. So you get your week really spread out now with these Wednesday games. There was 4 games Wednesday night and allowed us to watch. I watched the women's game. And
I did as well.
that took 33.5 minutes till SDSU finally got control of that one. Oof. SDSU wins 83-76 up in St. Paul. SDSU, yeah, it was 30 some minutes before they finally.
Yeah, that was
took the
way
lead.
closer than what it should have. But again, like we've said, St. Thomas is a hard place to play.
It is.
It's a little bit goofy, a little bit wonky gym.
It's a
You've
high
been
school,
there,
Yeah.
isn't it?
it's a high school gym.
That no high school team's playing.
Oh, correct. But I mean, there's nicer high school gyms out there than what St. Thomas plays in.
Right. I've been in them.
Really, the difference there was the fact that SDSU can get somebody off the bench. Katie Vasika off the bench scored
20 points
20 points.
and played 25 minutes. That's a big deal.
And if I remember the stats correctly, St. Thomas bench scoring was 4. 3. So Midco was being a pain to start. I don't know if it was being
Oh,
a pain.
wasn't? Okay. I was at youth group, so I didn't watch it.
Oh, I thought you said you watched it.
No, I was thinking of the women's game. I was watching that one.
Wow, no, you're not only aren't you accurate, you're lying to me now. It's horrific.
I just honestly thought it was gonna be a blowout. And by the time I got home, I was like, "Oh, this is actually still a game."
I don't know if it happened to anybody else, but Midco got to a certain point in the game, and then it just started spinning. And then if you left the app and came back into it, you just got to watch the same play again.
Oh my!
So it'd be like if you had a skip in your CD, and it would just get to that spot and skip. That's so that I went away from the game till third quarter, and then it was better.
The Minko app, once in a while, when you pull that thing up the first time, like it doesn't show any of the live games. It's like you almost have to exit out.
You do. You got to give it a
right now. I'm not happy with Minko.
Oh,
just in that situation. Like, come on, guys. I'm paying money for this. If it was free, fine, do what you want. But like, I'm paying you $10 or $12 every single month.
Right.
Get it straight.
Well, while it is a high school crowd, you are a high school gym. You could hear the SDSU support in the background on the broadcast. At least I could.
Yeah,
there was definitely.
Well, there's a big contingent of it. There's a Staters chapter up there.
There is.
Are they called Staters chapters, or what is it called? The Minnesota
TC Jackrabbits.
Yeah, I think
so. They're not called Staters at all.
No.
Brooklyn Meyer had 21, Maddie Mathwitz 13, Paige Meyer 10. SDSU out rebounded the Lady Tommies 44-28. So the women can't rebound either.
They're called the Lady Tommies.
I called them that.
Oh,
only 3 points off the bench. Even I wrote that down. Good job, Phil.
Well, I do know how to read.
USD tried to keep it close with NDSU. USD had NDSU at home this week, but 2 bad quarters. The Bison took the first quarter 21-11, and I believe they took the fourth quarter
21-10.
21-10. Yep. So
that's 2 bad quarters, which is why you will lose by 19.
In between though, USC
solid effort. Boy, if they could have more than just one player. I really thought
USD runs things around Grace Larkins.
Right.
She had 23 against the Bison, but that ain't gonna be enough.
Nope. I really thought the one gal from Central Line would play more, but the Klosterborg girl.
USD's 10 points. 8 of them were off the free throw line. So they only had 1 field goal in the fourth quarter.
Oh my gosh.
They scored 10 points in
Wow,
the fourth
that's rough.
quarter. 8 points were from the free throw line.
When we get to Lincoln Corner, I'll tell you about something that's even worse than that.
Even worse than that. Elsewhere around the Summit League, Denver wins at home against Omaha 71-56. Oral Roberts wins at Kansas City 74-61. Moving to Saturday, the 1 o'clock game you just heard about, SDSU traveled down to USD, and they had that thing wire to wire too. Watch that one at Cubby's. Cubby's a great place to watch the game if you're not 100% committed to sports.
I watched it on my phone at a gymnastics meet.
Cubby's was hopping, and SDSU won 77-59. Brooklyn Meyer.
That game was really boring.
Haley Timmer. It was not.
It was not entertaining.
They had apparently they had the attendance at 2,956. Now on the broadcast, if there was nearly 3,000 people there, I'd be shocked because every time they panned away or had a wide shot of
there's no way.
Their Sanford Athletic Complex, there didn't look like
I think they just count people who bought season tickets.
That could be 2,956 is what they had for an attendance there. I don't have nothing to say about that one.
I don't. It was a butt whipping. Do you have a dog at your apartment?
No.
Oh,
I heard that too.
Thought I heard some noise, like yipping noise. Oh, what was that?
I don't think it's here.
It's just a glitch in his.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Continue. Do you have anything on the women's game?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
No, pretty balanced, I guess. Brooklyn Meyer 15, Bynum 13, Haley Timmer 15. Just looking at their stats, yeah, it's a butt kicking from the beginning.
Okay.
On
to the other big games.
Kansas City went into Omaha 66-65. Denver gets beat by St. Thomas and St. Paul 78-65. NDSU, wins a close one.
Which that was supposed to. I mean, UND is good, and so is NDSU.
All UND's games have been close. Now, the score got away from them just a little bit at the end of the game in Brookings, but what UND had pulled that within 6 or 7 after being down.
Yeah, it was a close game when we were playing optional defense. NDSU
went 70-66.
UND was up at halftime, 33-30. UND had a big second quarter, but just couldn't quite hold on to pull her out.
Which is gonna lead up to a big week this week. So on Wednesday night, the Bison travel to Brookings on the women's side. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. That's
Midco Sports Network, Midco Sports Plus.
That'll be a good one. SDSU 7-0, NDSU 6-1. Oral Roberts sits in third at 5-2. Kansas City 4-3. Just South Dakota 3-4. Just North Dakota 3-4. St. Thomas 2-5. Omaha and Denver at the bottom.
And then UND and USD play again on Saturday on the women. Yeah, we got NDSU Thursday night on the men's side. You went through that, I assume.
No, I didn't.
I was in Fargo today. I did tell my boss. I was like, you couldn't have scheduled this little trip for Thursday, and we could have gone to the SDSU NDSU game. Yep. That was a no. So.
Yeah, this is a traditional road trip. The men have NDSU on Thursday night, and we'll travel to Grand Forks on Saturday.
So, Eric, are you concerned the women's game? NDSU?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, this is the other top team in the Summit League.
This is the test, right?
Well, yeah.
Thankfully, it's at home, but
actually, there was a decent test down at Oral Roberts, and still got to play Oral Roberts at home yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm concerned. well, I don't have to play, so I don't need to be concerned.
So, I mean, we still got to go to the women. Still have to go to NDSU as well, right? So yeah, you got to get this one at home.
Yep, you got you just kind of start to wonder once you've won 59 or how many Summit League games, something might crack at some point.
Right, like it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, and hopefully it's not at home.
Yep, not at home and not in the tournament.
Right.
Hey,
So-
that's happened.
It has happened.
You were there for
Some-
it.
I think we all were.
Wasn't that when we were in Hawaii?
Well,
no,
yes.
we went to the Summit League tournament.
The
and
women
then-
did lose when you guys were in Hawaii. Yes, that was bad. That's the only Summit League tournament I haven't been to. And the other one, they lost to Omaha when they had to play without fans.
Right.
Oh yeah, the COVID year.
That one, that hurt too.
Wasn't even real.
Nope, that was
Watched that whole thing at Great Shots.
Yep, watch that great
Cranking golf balls and drinking beer and watching basketball. It was actually kind of fun. And if you couldn't be there, that was the place to be.
Oh,
That's the first time I ever heard of Class B Bergie.
if you're going to
Self-proclaimed.
if you're going to give us all you can drink beer,
Wasn't there
I
a
think they
football
were-
game? There was a football game going on then too. The spring ball.
well, that could have been.
Yeah, that there was overlap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a playoff.
We didn't
game
miss.
going
We
on.
didn't miss Summit League to go to Hawaii.
Yes, you did,
Yeah, we did.
because I was
2000
sitting in DC and decided I
12.
wasn't going to fly out here if you guys weren't going to be there,
2012 or 13, one of those years.
Oh,
and it didn't turn out well. So
is that when we just went? Not
I mean,
the
your
time.
trip was probably fine.
Was
Just
what-
the
Solid.
eight.
Didn't turn out well.
was that the time we didn't take the
Just-
kids in?
Just the 8 alts, yeah. I think it was 2012
okay.
or
Yeah,
2013.
because then the other time we
It's a nice world when you
These-
start
these are
all your
not
Hawaii
humble-
trips start.
these are not
start
humble
becoming hard to keep
brags.
track of. That was
Hey,
a nice way
hey.
to work that in there, though.
You're overlapping.
As I
Hawaii
was saying it, I was like, "Wow, you're super douchey here." You have also been to Hawaii more than once, so don't even start with me. The one time you talked me into going, not that I needed much convincing, but
Oh well, that was a great deal on the.
it was a great deal on
the-
points.
of
I know.
points. United
I know. It was a
used
phenomenal
points.
deal. I don't disagree. Use points every time.
Got to see some places that were later burned to the ground.
Sadly enough, the
Yep.
bar we sat in was burnt to the ground.
Yep.
Glad we weren't there. There was a fire though, remember?
Oh, absolutely. That was hard.
We didn't think anything of it. I mean, we thought a little bit, but
Jen did an awesome job driving because it's really hard to drive when there's fire flames
up on a hill.
mountain.
And all it would have taken is the same type of wind for that thing to come
Probably.
down and kill us.
Probably.
You would have died for sure. You would have had to make a choice. Do I burn to death
Or drowned.
or drown?
Oh, Eric would help. Eric would help.
Eric would help what?
He would definitely help you before drowning. He tried to pick me up off a busy street one evening, and Jen drove just fine that night too.
Eric doesn't know how to swim. So him trying to save me, I don't think it would have been the issue. I would have gone immediately in the ocean.
Well, I would think if we're up to our neck should be sufficient, right?
Keep your head above water.
Fire gets pretty hot. Oh, we shouldn't make fun of that.
No, that's too bad. But
You went
who
too
is
far.
hot is the Lincoln basketball team. I think they're still undefeated, correct?
Yeah, they're 9-0,
9-0, number one in
Big.
Class AA.
getting all the votes.
Every
Single vote, which they should. Played O'Gorman, Jen and I, while walking the dog, both. I think we just had like this nervousness because we thought O'Gorman would give us a good game, and we kind of came out and punched him in the face, and OG just did not handle it very well. At one point, we were up 30, and just oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, you know what's worse than only giving up one field goal in the fourth quarter? Not letting a team score in the fourth quarter. O'Gorman scored 0 points in the entire fourth quarter. I think they were averaging 70 points a game. We held them to 39 and 0 in the fourth quarter.
Woof.
Yeah,
Not even a free throw.
not even a free throw.
Sheesh.
They started. They didn't necessarily try and push it too hard to get into the paint. They have a decent sized kid, but not a whole lot of height. I don't know. We were just that much better, and we came out with a mentality of we want to crush you, and I don't think they were quite prepared for that, and we did. Moved the ball around really well. I think our highest score was 13 points. We had 3 or 4 guys in double digits. We rebounded really well. Excuse me. Future SDSU football player Luke Krimke's had a double-double, I think. Did Luke have a double-double? Huh? Well, he came close to double-double. He had a really good game. Overall, just rolled. The other kind of head scratchers, Jefferson beat Huron on Saturday night. So that was a bit of a head scratcher last week. Who else won on Saturday? Jefferson beat Huron, which was odd. And then, Roosevelt came out, and O'Gorman was still just kind of not with it after our beating and lost to Roosevelt. So those were two kind of losses for teams that probably shouldn't have lost those games. But it's high school basketball, right? These are high school kids who.
Yep, probably at got to be roughly the halfway point.
Most teams have 9 or 10 wins. Yep. I was looking in A to see if there's anything in A that would have been. I don't know enough about A basketball. What? Castlewood lost in B. They had a big game against St. Mary's on Tuesday that St. Mary's just couldn't deal with their size, and then you're saying they lost. Oh yeah, Castlewood lost by 5 to Viborg Hurley, which does make sense. Viborg was number 1, Castlewood was number 2. Viborg has enough height to match the Luawe kid, so that and probably out rebound them. So that might be your future B championship game. I think St. Mary's will be right there, but I think Viborg Hurley and Castlewood will probably be your B championship game. Hamlin, Sioux Falls Christian will be A. Hamlin beat Rapid City Christian this past week.
Well, if
that's about all I know for
if your analysis is better than of the NFL, who's going to win games?
Just Vikings games. I get everything pretty much else right. I mean, who didn't? I mean, the Chiefs were going to win yesterday, right? Did anybody else think that was a first down? You've ref. Did you think that was a first down?
I can't tell you. I was paying attention that well.
Okay. Mark?
They called it a first down. It's a first down.
They said they did not get a first down. They said they stopped him. First down, Kansas City.
I don't know.
On Josh Allen's rush?
I don't know. Does it matter?
Nope.
Kansas City won. They were going to win that game anyways, so.
Oh?
Not that I wanted them to win. I guess I wasn't cheering for one team over the other.
I was cheering for the Bills. I hate Kansas City. It was hard to cheer against the Eagles because I like Dallas Goedert, but I don't like the Eagles.
Oh, I hate
because their fans are the horrible.
Right. Now you have a rematch of 2 years ago.
Right. That nobody wanted to see.
How can both teams lose?
Right.
You got Andy Reid coaching his old team. No,
maybe New Orleans will get a foot of snow this time. Well, more than 2 feet of snow this time. In the Super Bowl.
Or a hurricane.
You don't cheer for Kansas City at all? Really?
No.
Growing up, that was the other channel that we got was the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Denver Broncos was the other channel
Denver
that we got.
should have been the other channel, maybe.
No, ours was Kansas City and the Vikings.
You're wrong.
You two grew up in the same house, right?
It was Denver. It was always Denver because you always watched the Vikings first, then Denver was second.
That's not how I remember it.
I don't think Mark agrees at all.
I don't. It was Kansas City.
Yes, was Kansas City on at other times? Yes, I agree.
Well,
they were. But Denver was on more.
The Sioux City station. What was it? Channel 9 or 11?
I don't know.
I don't remember what it was, but we got the Vikings on Fox, and
you're right. And Kansas City was on the other one.
Say it again.
And then Denver. But you watch Kansas City because we were watching the Vikings at noon. So we never watched Kansas City.
But if they split games, if there was the early game or the late game, it was always Kansas City. So
no, it was always Denver.
Because of the mountain time is what you're talking. Yeah, if they were the later game.
Yeah.
But if the Vikings had a bye week or something, I was watching the Chiefs. So
whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, I want to hear more. I mean,
I want to hear more. Mark, you were right. I don't get that very often.
The alternate game, but we didn't have the TV setups that you can have now. And usually you had to move an antenna around to watch the Vikings anyways.
Correct.
That was the worst thing ever when the NFL went to Fox, and here we sat out in the middle of nowhere with no TV to watch.
Couldn't get it at all.
Very badly. We'd have to stay at my grandma's.
I'm with you. I had to go outside and turn the antenna to face towards Huron, actually.
Huron?
Yeah. KTTW.
Just to get it to work.
Yep. And then once you turn the antenna that direction, Fox would come in fine, but then you would lose CBS.
Right.
So then you have to go back outside. And
so you just had a permanent ladder on the side of your house during the fall?
No, the pole went all the way to the ground, all the way up to the antenna. So it wasn't the antenna was on a pole that went to the ground.
Oh, it wasn't on the roof.
So you could pick the pole up and turn it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you need a bucket of warm water to
Can I get a bucket of warm water?
had to thaw that thing out so it would turn.
Gary and his tongue stuck to the pole. There's Eric out there. Hands are stuck to the pole. Can I get some warm water? Stuck out here.
Meanwhile, people back in the house complaining. It's halfway between. None of the channels are coming in.
No channels.
His tongue, his hands. What else was stuck to the pole? Don't answer that.
Stay off the pole, Mark.
Oh, here we thought we were gonna make it PG, and then Mark goes and does that. Okay.
So
is
your apartment down there just lack of furniture and everything? Is that why it echoes?
It's a chair and a bed. Really, there's not a whole lot here.
Is it like a studio? Like, do you have more like a bedroom and a kitchen and like a living room, or is it just like all one? Like it's just like a hotel?
No, it's a 2-bedroom apartment.
2-bedroom. Why did you need 2?
Well, in case somebody wants to stay. I had a friend stay with me ice fishing here a couple of weeks ago. It was all that was available.
In case somebody wants to stay and sleep on the floor. Jeffrey Dahmer over here.
Yeah, it probably is a little creepy. Your neighbors are probably like, I wonder what the deal is with this guy.
What is the deal? Are you ever actually moving in? Do you talk to your neighbors?
No. Why would I do that? Eric, how many of your neighbors do you talk to?
Same as you talk to, Mark.
Exactly.
I can't say that.
I have enough friends. I don't need to make more friends. I might have to yell at these people at some point for doing stupid stuff. So no, I don't want to be friends with them.
I got a report that there is just no food in that place. So do you eat out every night?
Right. What do you do for supper?
Well, tonight I'm only going to have some eggs. It's supposed to be a light meal night.
That's on the diet.
Order some.
I have a colonoscopy on Wednesday, so I'm only allowed.
Wet and wild. When are you doing that in Mason City or in Minneapolis?
No,
Texas.
No, that's up in the Twin Cities. So I'll go home tomorrow for the big prep.
And you've never done this before?
No, I don't know why I would have. I wanted to wait till I was 50, but
apparently they anymore. 45.
Yeah,
they have your scheduled, Eric. Oh, Eric's going to schedule his.
Here's your public service announcement for go and get these.
Yeah, everybody should
procedures done that they think you need.
Go get a colonoscopy so we can keep everybody around.
Well, mine's Wednesday, so if you're above 45, if you're listening, go get it scheduled.
All right.
I'm going to the dentist on Wednesday. It's almost nearly the same thing.
Probing adult.
It's a different prep for that one.
Well, one, you only have to brush your teeth. The other one, you have to drink some liquids.
Well, if they ask you if you've been flossing, we got a whole another set of issues. Mr. DeGrode, have you been flossing? Fun.
Don't even know what to say.
I know what to say. You know what's really a lot of fun? 3 headlines and a lie.
Yeah. We got Mark back. Mark says he would have won it last week.
I would have.
It's easy to say that when you don't play.
We can't tell. I got a feeling you're looking stuff up on the computer as I say stuff, is what I think.
Nope.
Oh, nope.
No.
All right, are you ready? Did we cover everything? Did we leave everything up?
We got everything.
April 26th is we said that. You held the card up. I don't know if we said know if we said it out loud.
Yeah, so get a table at the scholarship auction. Are you coming, Mark? Can you make that?
April 26th. I'll get back to you.
We don't have
how many
dance.
open seats? How many open seats would you have?
Right now, 5.
Well, I have a full table already.
Oh, you have a full table?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We have our group from last year. Everybody's back in.
I got kicked out. I'm gonna have
Well,
to
you
text,
did.
I'm gonna have to text Knutson.
You got a long line of things. You used to golf. You used to go to the athletic auction.
I never golfed. Oh, the golf.
Yeah, you did go to the
that's
golf
dangerous.
thing.
Am I off that team too?
Maybe we can get you back on. Knutson now has a job, so he should be back to corporate golfing. So he's probably off our team.
That's true. Ryan Knutson.
Yeah, I currently
Who's
have
at your table?
we'll talk offline with that, but you probably know them all.
I hope so.
Well, it sounds
Can't
like
believe
there's
it.
plenty of open seats if I can make it work. April 26th, a pretty rough time of year though in the agricultural world.
I farm. I can still make it happen.
Plenty of ag people are going to be there.
It's at night. April is a little early to plant anything unless you're planting hefty corn, that you can plant at
That's
40
okay.
degrees.
All right,
No advertising for the competition.
let's do 3 headlines. And
Not my competition. I don't sell any seed. I like the
Yeah,
hefty
you're
boys.
not- is that in your market, Mark? That wouldn't
They don't
be-
even sell
yeah,
hefty
that
seed in
wouldn't
your
be down
area.
there.
There's a hefty shed 4 miles from our office.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe you should sell their
Oh.
seed.
No,
Oh, okay.
they would. They wouldn't let us anyway.
not right.
No, never mind. Okay, moving on.
Man, 84 fights off laundrette robber with pair of jeans in Maltby.
And what?
Robber?
Man, 84 fights off laundrette. So laundromat.
Oh, a laundromat robber.
Yep. But I'm reading it as the headline.
Okay.
Man, 84 fights off laundrette robber with pair of jeans in Maltby.
And a Maltby?
In Maltby. I will give you this.
Is that a country?
Maltby is in South Yorkshire.
Didn't help. Thinking London. Okay, keep
pretty sure
going.
it's Ireland.
Way to narrow that one down.
Ireland.
The booker for the Las Vegas Sphere wants you to pitch him an event.
Okay.
Josh Gad says he was denied a role in Avatar because he looked like a tall, overweight Smurf as Navi.
Okay. Don't even know who Josh Nad is.
That's hilarious.
Number 4, we tried $1,000 trash can for food waste. Here's what we learned.
I'm going with number 4. Nobody's selling $1,000 trash cans. Actually, they are selling the trash cans at like the compost trash cans. Still going with it.
Okay, Phil took
You're sticking with
4.
4. I'm going with 2. I
The
don't think
booker
anybody-
for Las Vegas Sphere wants you to pitch him an event.
Yeah, nobody's pitching anything.
Oh,
You're gonna be
pitching a
pitching
tent. You're so-
Oh my gosh, Mark gets it
Think
right
I got it right
again.
again? They should pitch him ideas for the Sphere. What is coming to the Sphere? Oh, Kenny Chesney's going to the Sphere. I should get tickets to that. I'm not going to take you with.
Yeah, these are some boring ones. Yeah, man. There's just a video of him taking jeans and screaming. Mr. Croker was the man's name. Mr. Croker screamed, "Get off!" and whipped him with the jeans as he bundled him out of the laundromat.
Get off.
Wait, whip him like a towel?
That's right. Whipped him real good. Yeah, Josh Gad's an actor, but in the CGI or however it makes it, apparently they told him he did
I want
well.
to see what Josh Gad looks
They
like.
told him he did well, but he looked like a tall, overweight Smurf. And I wish I could tell you
that guy. Oh yeah, yeah, he would look like a tall, overweight Smurf.
I wish I could tell you more about the trash can, but that particular headline was behind a paywall. So I didn't get any details for you on that one.
I think
Until
it is the composting trash can.
It probably is.
Mm.
Well, Mark, obviously there should be no shenanigans at your business because you should be able to spot anything that's wrong or lied or inappropriate immediately.
I should be 6-0.
Yeah, well, I
You
don't
saw that on
tell
the
you.
Washington Post.
Yep.
It kicked me out last week, so I wasn't allowed to play along.
Well, I don't know how you'd have guessed. You'd have had to text us.
Well,
We couldn't hear you.
We figured it out now. I think it was running through a TV that wasn't loud enough volume. Although it should have worked after I unplugged it. But we got you figured out now. So, hey, Knutson said he would be at a table with me, so you can screw off.
Wow.
Jeez.
Missed 2 years. And suddenly, apparently, I'm dead to Gerlach.
Hey, you know what? We have to pick ourselves up and just move on.
Just like when you're not on the pod, just move on really quick.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk to you at that event.
Just
Oh,
clean
you
up.
will.
Yeah, you're right. We'll probably ride up together. Oh, I know who you're with. Tom and Kelly. So that's 3 of you.
You know,
Yep. Hebe and his wife. So that's 5. How many people are at a table? 8. Jeff Petos is probably going.
Nope.
Oh, John Kleinjohn will
No.
go. No, jeez.
Clint John's not big on this event.
No. Well, I've got 5 of the 8. I'll figure out.
I
the
did
rest.
have to sit at a table by myself a couple of years ago, so let's not.
There was other people at the table.
no.
You bought a whole table and just
I
sat
didn't-
at it by yourself.
No, I didn't buy a table. I just bought
A
single
singular
ticket. And then when I saw where they had me put, I decided I'm just going to go pick one of the empty tables.
So you did have a table with other people,
Right.
Like,
But
and
I
then
didn't
you
know who
did-
I didn't know who they were.
Oh, like you just couldn't. Like you didn't have anything in common.
No, I didn't have anything
Not
to
a
talk
thing.
about.
Nothing
Nothing
in
to
common at
talk
all.
about.
Not one thing in
Not a
common.
thing to say. I was speechless. I was out of speech.
Nothing in common.
So then I went and sat at my own table.
All SDSU people.
And then like some late arrivals, they could have been some of the staff or like these. Maybe they were on the swim team or equestrian team. They just sat down like, is anybody sitting here? Nope.
Hey, you are. Did you have anything in common with them?
Yeah, we were all just kind of squatting at that table.
You're all SDSU fans, Eric. You couldn't find anything to talk to them about. You couldn't throw out, hey, I have a regionally based podcast that
Makes sense.
has people listen to it.
We
If
need
there
to
was
get like
any
a
mails-
business. We need a
if there was
business
any
card, business
Huh?
card or something on it that we can start handing out. Like here, we got a
Yeah.
high valued podcast going on.
That's right. If you ever start feeling bad about yourself, you can listen to this and it won't seem so bad.
Was there anything from the hair razor mail sack? for
Yeah,
this
there
week?
was. They were glad they didn't have to listen to
Right,
children
that was,
scream.
that was the only thing.
That's it. That's all you had.
That was basically it.
That's pretty much it.
The term boat race just keeps coming up.
Yeah, we got
every time
tweeted at that again. I don't know. I can't remember who tweeted at us, but somebody tweeted the basketball game, us boat racing.
Yeah,
So
fastest growing. It's trending.
Boat race.
it is. Yeah, we brought it back. So
Well, we'll try to bring back the pod next week. Maybe, I don't know. So we. It's like
Hopefully.
an athlete on a day-to-day.
I don't think I have anything as of right now going on. We'll see. It'll be back. The same people keep coming back to listen to
That's
us.
right. Hopefully, Mark makes it through Wednesday and he'll come back.
Yeah. Good luck with the probing.
Yep. Hope everything comes out okay.
Hopefully everything goes in okay. With
Yeah,
that,
that's what I would do too.
go big.
Go blue.
Go Jacks.